All right. So Eric, a couple of things going on with your swing. I think AI probably did an okay job of diagnosing it, um, but I'm going to show you some things how to fix these things, and they are going to add speed into your swing, um, and they're going to also probably tighten up the dispersion quite a bit as well. So the first thing that they talked about with your setup, I thought your setup was okay, and then it talked about you not hinging your wrist enough on the backswing. And when you get the first parallel, you're right here. So club is parallel to the ground, that's first parallel. That club head needs to be out here. Okay, you have it inside the hands, it needs to be slightly outside your hands. So you can practice this by just hinging the wrist up to parallel and then turning your hand over your back foot, and now you're in a good spot. So now your hands are right over your back foot and that club head is just outside the hands and the toe is kind of matching your spine angle a little bit, okay? So it kind of looks like this, all right? That's the first spot that you have to be. The second thing I'm seeing, and it's probably happening in that first move, is it looks like the weight is getting a little bit out here on this back foot. We want to make sure that that weight stays right in here and you feel the pressure on the inside part of your knee. So as you go back, your back pocket is going to go backwards and towards the target. All right, the back pocket, this one right here. So back and towards the target. Now I feel all of that weight in here, okay? And then my club head is outside my hands and I feel that weight pressed in here. And then as I turn back, one of the things you can think about, you can imagine, is you have a big rubber band from this big toe to this shoulder. So from your front big toe to this shoulder is a big rubber band. And just take a nice slow backswing and stretch that rubber band as far as you can. Stretch it nice and slow so that it can snap through, okay? Now because you're gonna hinge your wrists a little bit more, that's gonna get you into a spot at the top where we have a little bit more mechanical advantage now. We have some wrist hinge. We're gonna pick up some speed with that, especially when we release our hands correctly at the bottom. So that's the first part of it. On that backswing is keeping that weight on the inside of this back foot, club head outside the hands while my hands are right over my back foot. And then when I get to the top, now my hands are in line with my back pectoral muscle. If I drew a line up my heel, straight up my heel, my hands would probably be right in line with that as well. And now you can see I probably have a little bit of a cup in my wrist. It's not totally flat. That's okay. That's speed there. There's a lot of speed stored in that cup wrist, okay? And we'll fix that on the way down. So that's the first thing. I wouldn't worry about whether or not that club is across the line or laid off or whatever. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I think if you do this correctly, you're gonna get into more of this laid off or at position. Okay, so at the top of my backswing, my wrists are cocked, all that weight's on the inside of my back foot. The other spot you're losing speed is your lower body movement is poor. So, and I think that's because you're not pushing off of this back foot. So when we get up to the top, I've created this space right here between my knees. When I come down, I want that space to be the same. I want to maintain that space. So this knee is going to go forward. This knee is going to go forward a little bit and left. Okay, and the hips are going to follow and the head stays back and we create a side crunch. And this is why I think you struggle with this elbow, is you don't create that side crunch. So we get up to the top and the hips are going to move towards the target, laterally towards the target, or parallel with the target line. And we get into this position here. So now that weight was on the inside of my back foot. Now it's kind of more on the outside of this back foot. That's how far my weight has shifted. And then we post up onto this front leg. That way we're using the ground for leverage. Watch my head, it stays back and it probably moves down a little bit. And now I'm posted up and now I have all this energy stored. That elbow's working out in front. All right, and I still have this wrist hinge here. I have all that energy stored up to crack that whip out more. So we stretched that rubber band and then we released it all the way through. So that's what we want to work on. So we're gonna get up to here, and we're gonna go down, and then we're gonna snap those hands to you. Now the thing is, when you do this side crunch, you get to here, that club face is open. All right, so when we were here, the club face was outside the hands, hands over a foot. Now when we come down, that club head is more inside. You know, when we do that side crunch, that actually opens that club face, so we have to square it with our hands. So when you get up in transition, as you slide those legs forward, these hands gotta go like this. So it's gonna be, the hands go like this. And you can see how I'm here, but if I bow that wrist a little bit, look how the club face changed. So when you get up to the top, all that weight's on the inside of your foot, you push off, and as you push off, those hands turn like this, squaring that club face. And then from there, you just let everything happen on its own. So that's what I want you to work on for now. See how that goes. You should develop some speed that way. I do have a speed drill I'll give you. I don't want to give it to you now because I'm afraid it's going to mess up some other stuff, but work on that for now. That should address everything that the AI talked about in your swing. If I forgot something, just shoot me a text.